Yes, it's good. You've been chosen because that's you. God has given you consciousness and critical thinking, right? I know everybody's surrounded in Kool-Aid land. We're surrounded by demons, and they're trying to manipulate our little ones, our innocent little ones. If they're not trying to stuff something in their arm, they're trying to manipulate their little minds and thinking that this is cool. And the people that their parents that are actually taking their children there, they should be scorned. Shame on them. And that's what I'm going to let them go as they're walking in there. We're going to be there about an hour ahead of time. So anybody walking in with their little children, I'm going to say, shame on you, right? Yes. I'm very upset about it, but we have to, as good Christian valued, consciousness, Christ conscious people cannot allow this without a word to be said. What movie? You better take some, you better do some research. Movie is out there. We're watching it. Everything around you is a movie. Right? I don't know what's going to happen. Listen, I've got, there's, people out there, there's all kinds of things that are coming out there. They might even cancel the UFC. There might be a display of treasonous, seditious, operators that, politicians and actors of any sort might be paraded out there. Okay. By point, or making my point here, that all the original ones have been sent to the YMCA already. Okay, the ones that are out there are being paraded around there, taking the place of that person to show the world what crimes they have done. Trump said yesterday when he was signing the bill, said everybody will have money. Can I explain? Well, they're all going to have money because wherever your birth certificate, I'm sure you've got a birth certificate. Pretty much everybody on the planet does. It's money's going to be attached to there, and this is why it's taken such a long time, because they had to first seize all the data on every person out there. I mean, the cabal. The alligators had data with your social insurance number, your birth certificate, because they needed to do all that, with all those numbers that are on, your identities. Okay. Those numbers were used for something, other than to benefit you. So all that documentation has been taken over by Space Force and the NSA, National Security Agency, right? Of the world. And, it's all been attached to there, how they traded it. And of course, the older you are, the more money you're going to receive. Okay. And this is why what we are doing what we're doing right now. Okay. Yeah. So don't worry about what Trump's doing. The only thing I can't understand is these lefties, these crazies that are out there fighting, against Trump and saying all these nasty things against him. Not even knowing, after 10 years of him telling what's going to happen and how much money they're going to receive, taking the power from the establishment and giving it back to the people. He wasn't just talking about the Americans. He was talking about the whole world. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, what's going on, what you're seeing and witnessing in Cuba and Mexico and Venezuela and Iran is cleanup. Next is going to be maybe Canada, maybe Australia. All these countries will have to get cleaned up. He knows it, and they're going to start. And that's why they're pointing right now. They're saying, "You're next. You're next." They're going to go in there and clean up all the filth and the dirt, scum, and the swamps that we have to get cleaned out. This is a worldwide military operation. And as long as this movie's playing on what you're doing, this is all about the exposure. This is all about waking up the planet. These movies that are coming out, that's all about trying to wake up the planet. The galactics out there, which are the 4 that were mentioned, okay, on Fox and whatever else, other mainstream media and fake news. The fake news is out there. The one that Trump walked away from the other day is all, they're up to their neck in corruption, and they're all being driven for that. And it was good. I'm glad that he stepped off that stage and give her nothing. She was just a whiny little bitch. That's all she was, trying to put him in a corner. You're not going to do that. We have acting degrees in every college and university. Where do they all go? Well, that's what's happening. There's 250,000 characters out there that are taking the place of a lot of the usual suspects. Yeah. Yes, of course, the weather says it all. Thanks, Warrior. I mean, it does. They're attacking. We got tornadoes in Manitoba. We had hail that absolutely went right through windshields in Manitoba. I posted it the other day, sent it out to everybody. I mean, that's just in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and probably parts of Alberta. Alberta's going to be next. Once it heats up there, you're going to see tornadoes in Alberta. And I believe when all this gets under control, and it will happen this year, I am a very, very firm believer of what's happening right now. We're going to get benefits, and it's going to get really dark, maybe here now, which it is right now, and then it's all of a sudden it's going to be lockdown, lights out. As far as the internet goes, we're still going to have the power. We'll have power in the house and wherever you are. The electricity is not going to go down, right? And it's going to be a shutdown for a little bit of time, but they're going to have to turn the TVs on, the radios on, and in some cases maybe even your cell phones, to get the EBS and start going through all the credits. We all need a med bed, of course we do. Yes. And when we walk through there, we're going to get age regression. Our bodies are going to be put back to 30 years old if we want. There's all kinds of things. You'll be able to, walk around and dance around. Your skin will be like a 30-year-old. Your teeth will be all put back. Your hair is going to be put back. Yes, it's all coming. And it's, people are going through it with it right now, but they're dealing with the most priority, humans right now that have gone through the most trauma. Okay. Trump said us collecting a lot of oil every day. You want me to elaborate on why he's collecting the oil? Because he needs to take control of mineral assets, because the mineral assets in those particular countries are corrupt. Okay, there has to be set standard. That's why there's going to be a whole new reset to say this is what the rate standards are for everybody on an even playing field. I mean, why can you have China sneak through what they claimed as their own canal, Panama Canal at that time, not paying any toll-free fees, going over to Iran even, picking up their oil and buying it for 10 cents on the dollar because they got some kind of thing going on there, some kind of secret trade, buying, the Iranians were buying Chinese, military hardware and trading it for the oil, the cheap oil that they have such an abundance of. That's corruption. And that's only trying to put, it puts cheap oil in the Chinese hands, which is unfair to everybody else in the world. And it puts military apparatus and military equipment into psychopaths' hands that they want to. Didn't they not see or start throwing these missiles into Dubai or into the UAE or into Saudi Arabia? They were throwing this shit everywhere. They're a troubled child because they think that they're above everything. And that being said, there is some off-planet stuff that's going on there. And that all had to be under control. Somebody has to take control. And my vote goes to the commander-in-chief. Okay? If nobody takes control of what's going on in this world to make it an even playing field, then we're fucked. Sorry for the bad language. There will be cures, even if you got spinal disease and these other ones that have the crooked back. I got a old family friends and stuff like that have that problem, and that's all going to be corrected. Will we be able to use HFCB radio? Yes, in the lockdown. I'm sure, absolutely. They cannot stop the radio waves, okay? That's why I say have a radio ready to go, because you will have electricity. So just make sure you got a radio, and then you can listen in. Like, I don't have cable on my TV, right? I just want to say that this here right now is it's about $105 Canadian, but the U.S. debt clock right now, which is now really hitting the airwaves, says 2,400, and that is what you're going to see on the World Forex clock or the U.S. debt clock this year. So we are on the launching pad, okay? Because there is such a scarcity of this stuff here. It is critical. It's beyond critical. This is unobtainable right now. So get your hands on it if you can. You haven't got a better opportunity than right now buying this stuff for whatever it is, $100 an ounce. Yeah. But like I said, I'm going after the cash right now, the fiat currency, because I need it for my operation. Could the medbed and transformations work on of the be works of Antichrist instead of our true Savior? Anybody that's no. You have to have a level of certain vibration in your body, and that medbed will scan your vibration before you even step into it. And it'll just tell you right there, you will be rejected. It's all about vibration. It's all about belief. That's why I'm saying, get connected. Our medbed's only for the whites. No, it's not. They're for every person. As long as you got red blood, the medbeds are for you. You're hearing, what's that? Detox the metals out of your body because you're starting to hear voices in your head. Yeah, I know. That's because you got what's happening right now, Robert, is you've got a negative entity trying to attach and loose you. Yeah, they're trying to loose you. So you got to start cleansing yourself and basically tell them to F off. So, yeah, if they're talking to you, just answer them back. Say, no, I'm not, I don't consent for you to enter into my head rent free. Because we are under attack, absolutely. When is silver going up? As soon as we get through the EBS. Yeah, it'll happen this year. A lot's going down this year. I believe that our birth certificate trust funds will also be activated this year. I think big money's coming. Mm-hmm. And anybody that has foreign currency, I think that's going to be activated as well. We're very, very close. I know that Mark Z was talking about the bonds people starting to receive stuff and whatever happening. But like I said, everybody has to appreciate something here. This is a slow military process. They do not want to screw up at any level. They know who the bad guys are. They know who the satanics are. That's why they're building these data centers and all this shit that's going on, whatever. This weird sound or vibration or whatever vibe that's out there could be healing vibe. I mean, we're seeing all this chemtrail shit in the air and whatever. No, those are there to wake you up, but they're actually, that's probably a hydrogen peroxide or a good, healthy solution to heal our planet and heal the animals. A lot of this stuff here is, they're saying it's bad or whatever the case would be, because their main objective is to try to wake up the planet. Everybody, even the sleepers, the NPCs they already know about. When we get this money from our birth certificates and the trust fund and everything's in place, and the younger ones, because we are going to be our own bankers very, very soon, the elders that will be getting all this money, you'll be able to have that opportunity through wealth managements that they operate under or whatever, to go and borrow money from them. That's what's going to happen. Of course, there might be some elders out there that are kind and give it to you, but I don't advise that. I would advise that, this is a structure system, and things have to, be, I would advise the elders to, get some kind of honest wealth management, person that you can trust. And they're going to be under a very, very close, watchful eye about what's happening, right? So money will be flowing, and that's going to be flowing, I'm sure, very, very soon, okay? Okay, so, again, yeah, the elders will become the new banksters, okay? They will become the new lenders, or, basically the controllers of this planet. They're going to be like the Yodas to guide humanity, because they have experience and usually have the most common sense. Explain the lockdown and how you feel it will go down. Well, the lockdown, when it does happen, the EBS will obviously there are things that are happening in cities right now, okay, and they're starting to get the lockdowns, as lights went out in Jamaica, as what I understand, and they're going in there when the lights go out in Jamaica, and the power surge and whatever, which is happening right now. The internet, when the power goes down, of course, the internet goes down. And that's bringing in the special operators and the special forces to go in there and take down the, whoever they need to take down. Okay? In that particular area, that will activate. That is basically going into that and get this in regions. Now, it could be different. I could be wrong, and they could do it worldwide, but I find that logistically almost impossible. So I think there's going to be different countries that go into this lockdown, and they're going to be methodically going through each country and adjusting as they see fit in each country based on the humanity's reaction. Okay? That's how I feel how it's going to go down. So you might have a country or a couple countries inside Africa, say the Congo, say the Botswana, say South Africa, will get hit with a lockdown, and then the whole world will be able to view and get their heads around this idea what's happening. And of course, inside that country will be locked down, nobody in or out of the borders from there, and they'll be able to basically simulate and have this full EBS exposure, and all the television, all that stuff, of the confessions and exposure of everything going on there. They'll be going through all that, and I think it's going to be one country at a time, or maybe 2 or 3 countries at a time. We have 209 countries with 177 different languages. So all this is going to be, it's a mammoth undertaking. But this is what's happening, I believe. Whatever. No, we're here to learn our new way of doing